Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I'm going to do something might be kind of fun for me, but it will eventually get my point across. And what I'm going to do, this is going to be part one because someone asked me this morning. Every time someone in the comments asks a serious question, hey, what program should I run? I'm going to make another version of this video. We may get to part 500, we might get to part 6,000. My answer is going to be Conjugate. Now, my regular viewers already know what I'm going to say. I don't know why they don't always just answer for me. Sometimes they do. They'll always type under, he recommends Conjugate. So it's like you have to wonder if the people asking even watch my channel. I really have to wonder, but let's discuss why. If you can make progress on linear progression, you should do so. What's linear progression? That means every week you add weight to the bar. Okay, you come in and do basic big exercises, squat, bench pressing, deadlift, overhead pressing, and you add weight to the bar every single week. As long as you can do that, you should do that. Right? As long as you can do that, you should do that. That would be a very, very good idea. When you can no longer do that, either you have really horrific technique on your exercises, which means you didn't watch any of my form videos, because I have how-to videos on this stuff, or you're just not eating, or you're not sleeping, and there's something in your lifestyle stopping you from gaining muscle. Okay, there's something else going on. When you can no longer do that, I believe Conjugate is generally the best way to train for most goals. You can customize it for whatever your needs are. Right? It's a base proven template for building maximum strength, power, explosiveness, and hypertrophy. In some combination. And then you fill in supplemental work based upon your specific needs. I've outlined templates on this channel for free of how novices could go into a Conjugate template. I've given recommendations for guys who want the benefits of Conjugate and they want to be strong, but they care a little bit more about how they look, of just how to modify the accessory work. Well, that's what you should run. Because essentially that's any program that you run. I don't care what you pick, but what is it that you're going to see? You're going to see some system in place for programming your main lifts or a set of main exercises. And this is every proven program on the face of the earth, not just Conjugate. Every program on the face of the earth that is a proven system is a template for your main exercises and how to program them. It then tells you, and come in and do a bunch of accessory work behind it based upon your specific needs. Right? Isn't that every successful program on earth? Maybe a couple of minor exceptions, rarities. They all do that. So what you're essentially asking me is that when you're no longer a novice, you finish one of my novice programs, you finish starting strength, I don't care. What is it that you're ready for? Well, you're ready for something no longer novice, which means you need to have your main stuff programmed and then you do accessory work. Okay? This is what I believe is the better system out there for programming your main lifts. 4-week upper lower based with 2 max effort days and 2 dynamic effort days, which the dynamic effort for some people for certain phases can be replaced with repetition effort. Now, we rely heavily on things like box squats and posterior chain work. Right, that is something that people, no matter how you set up Conjugate, everyone does realize needs to be run, is box squat and good morning heavy. But this is all spelled out for you. Okay. And yes, there's a lot of ways you can run it. You run it based around sumo deadlifting. You run it based around conventional deadlifting and deficit deadlifting. Some people have more equipment than others. But that doesn't matter. The system works with a normal bar and a bunch of plates. You just have to be a lot more creative. You have to be more creative. But you also get people who come up with this nonsense like, well, Jason, not everyone needs it to be as complex as what you're doing with the bands and chains. Well, I agree. They don't need it, but they would benefit from it. Okay? The bands and the chains and all of the other stuff, there's pretty good scientific literature looking at the rate of force production and stuff involved with them. There's actually pretty good studies on all these things. It's not nonsense, and it's well documented and understood in strength and conditioning. No, not everyone needs their conjugate to be as complex as mine, but they would do better if it was. And it's not that complex. But it's a proven system that you can utilize to avoid overtraining, to avoid stagnation, and to make continual progress at getting stronger, more jacked, more athletic for years and years and years on end. Now, a lot of the blowback against it is not because it doesn't work. It works in dozens of sports. It produces elite athletes in dozens of sports. What's the blowback against it? It's from people who make their living selling individual programs. Okay, when you have a set of templates like this that are proven to work, that are easily accessible, and you see guys like me demonstrating it for you, there's no need for you to go buying programs, is there? You might hire a coach, because there's a difference between writing it yourself and having a coach look everything over. But I would argue that the mere existence of this system negates the need to buy programs. You could buy coaching, because coaching is different than buying a program. I get that too. I get people who are like, oh, he's just selling people programs. That's just who've never been any of my clients, who've never spoken to my clients. No, I'm coaching. Coaching is more than me handing a spreadsheet. It's communication, Skypes, helping my lifters with their technique, their form, assessing everything, outlining their training on a weekly basis instead of leaving them to figure it out. Because that's the thing. Yes, a lot of people are busy. They don't have time to learn this stuff or even figure out the templates. They want to pay someone to do it for them so that they can make money and focus on their careers and lives and not have to invest their energy in it. And people say, well, I can't afford it. It's not worth it to me. Well, that's, yeah, because you probably make $30,000 a year, $40,000 a year. It's not worth it to you. Most of my clients make six figures. And they're busy. So to them, $250 a month is not a big deal. For them to get all their programming and training covered and their form checked every week. For a coach to assess how much volume they can recover from based on their stress, find their weak points, and they don't have to look at anything. They just have to train. They're hiring expertise, right? But for everyone else, you don't need to go buy programs. Conjugate will get you everything that you need. You just have to figure out where to put stuff and where all your weak points are. So here's the issue with that. The existence of the system, the existence of this proven system that can be applied to every sport and goal on earth, because there's plenty of customized modifications easily available by all the coaches who run it to get you whatever sport you're going to do. There are versions of it for MMA fighters, boxers, football players, baseball players, rugby players that are a little more specific to their sports. It's a very adaptable template. Even Viata runs it for his hybrid athletes, his guys who do strength sports and endurance sports at the same time. He programs around this system. The existence of this system means no one needs just going to buy programs. So incidentally, who are the biggest critics of this system? People who make their living selling linear programs. Because a system like this says we don't need periodization. Our training just works in flow state. Oh. That's a problem. That's a problem for people who are making $200,000 a year selling linear programs, isn't it? That's a threat to their business model. Can't have that. But yeah, this is what I recommend, guys. It's what I do. It's what I have my clients do if I can't milk a linear progression out of them anymore. And it's what I recommend to you. Why wouldn't I? It's adaptable to every goal. Alright guys, well that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.